US government would be holding a portion of its foreign exchange reserves in Bitcoin rather than traditional currencies like the dollar or euro. This would not only provide a boost to the price of Bitcoin, but also give the US government a level of exposure to the cryptocurrency market. So, why would the US government want to hold Bitcoin in its reserves? One reason is that it would provide a level of diversification to its foreign exchange reserves. By holding a portion of its reserves in Bitcoin, the US government would be reducing its reliance on traditional currencies and giving itself a level of protection against potential economic shocks. Another reason why the US government might want to hold Bitcoin in its reserves is that it would give it a level of influence over the global cryptocurrency market. As one of the world's largest economies, the US government has a significant amount of influence over global financial markets. By holding Bitcoin in its reserves, the US government would be able to exert a level of influence over the cryptocurrency market, which could potentially give it an edge in terms of economic competitiveness. Of course, there are also potential risks associated with holding Bitcoin in US reserves. One of the main risks is that the price of Bitcoin could be highly volatile, which could potentially lead to significant losses for the US government. Additionally, there are also concerns about the security and regulatory environment surrounding Bitcoin, which could potentially pose a risk to the US government's investment. Despite these risks, many experts believe that the potential benefits of holding Bitcoin in US reserves outweigh the potential drawbacks. In fact, some experts predict that if the US government were to hold just 1% of its foreign exchange reserves in Bitcoin, it could potentially drive the price of Bitcoin up to $100,000. Of course, this is purely speculative, and there are many factors that could influence the price of Bitcoin in the future. However, one thing is certain: the idea of Bitcoin being held in US reserves is an intriguing one that could potentially have significant implications for the cryptocurrency market. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how the US government approaches the idea of holding Bitcoin in its reserves. Will it take the plunge and invest in the cryptocurrency, or will it take a more cautious approach? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the future of Bitcoin is looking brighter than ever. In conclusion, the idea of Bitcoin being held in US reserves is a notion that is gaining traction in the cryptocurrency community. While there are potential risks associated with holding Bitcoin in US reserves, many experts believe that the potential benefits outweigh the drawbacks. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how the US government approaches the idea of holding Bitcoin in its reserves and what implications